Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone had a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night. We got a heat spell down in Florida. I'll tell you that, folks. It's 82 degrees out. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. To master love, you have to practice love. The art of relationship is a whole mastery, and the only way to reach mastery is with practice. To master a relationship is therefore about action. It is not about attaining knowledge. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials up 27, NASDAQ down 6, S&P's up 2.5, gold contract up $9.50, trading at $1,678 an ounce. Silver up 28 cents at $31.39 an ounce. Platinum up 26 bucks at $1,683 an ounce. Platinum just took over gold. That was a long time coming. Copper flat at $3.63 a pound. Light sweet crude down 67 cents, trading out at $93.47 a barrel. Bonds up 15 ticks at $144.30. King dollar up 24 ticks, trading out at 79.78. Euro down 73 at 133.09, and the yen down 68 at 88.80. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? The number we're looking for, folks, to get tested is at 1474.51. Well, we get to 1473.31 today. Volume still dies in the vine, 563. That little baby wants to get tested, and it's going to get tested. I don't expect, if it gets spiked, what that would mean is that you spike over it, you close underneath it. Yeah, you can do that. But this market is about as deviant as you get. As we walk through it, I'll talk to you about what I'm looking at here. Now, Dow Industrials, same type of setup in the Dow. You're up 27 bucks today in the Dow. We're at 13,534. And what that does is this. It just came into the lows of the high. Okay, so when we talk the S&P, that 1474 number, that's the September 14th number. So what we did out here today is that the high of that in the Dow is 13,653. Yeah. The low is 13,533. You can see we closed at 13,534. So what you have there, the Dow also wants to get in and test that higher level. I suspect the way we're set up right now, I suspect tomorrow morning is going to be the number. Okay, NASDAQ Composite. This is where the real deviance, well, it's all deviant, but this is where the deviance comes in. This is what it is. Composite, again, you're down 6 bucks, but you really went sideways. What you actually did is this. You came into, you got to remember something, that the composite itself, folks, had expanded and gapped higher on January 2nd in a huge way. The composite had closed December 31st at 3,019. Opens the next day at 3,093. Bottom line, the way this is set up, this composite wants to jump back inside that big gap. It's dangerous extraordinaire. Now, we know what it's all about. It's all about Apple. So picture something. And this would and by the way, the volume on the NASDAQ expanded. So that's let's go back to the NASDAQ a second if you're watching Tiger TV or you're listening on the radio. We had the volume expand as we got down into that price. That's about as subtle as you get. There's no doubt it's subtle, but it's there. If we go over and we take a look at the 3 Qs, what you're going to see is this. 3 Qs out here today, we, basically went sideways, down 33 cents. That's nothing. The swing point, however, had 28 million shares. Well, we did 28 million shares. You're building cause to basically jump back into that gap. We closed out at 66.63. That means you're in the lower range again, because the higher range you would have to close over 66.76. And now let's go on to Apple. So Apple, folks, okay, between the NDX, the composite, and the S&P, Apple, bottom line is going to wait on it. Okay. Apple's down $15. We did 30 million shares. Now, the intraday, what happened right at the get-go, there's a couple, well, there's an intraday, or let's say a 2 or 3 day ABC structure down, to the price point of 470. That's your first level. When we came down, the first get-go, bottom line is that we had a nice spike down at the open. What you're going to have out here, and this is where the danger is in Apple extraordinaire too, by the way. What Apple has done thus far is this. It's only done one gap down. 2 days ago, Apple was at the 525 area. It gapped down yesterday morning. It didn't gap down this morning. It basically opened kind of flat, it opened at 498, and yesterday it closed at 501. That's really not even a gap at a $500 stock. What does it do, though? Continues lower. And if you want to take a look at it intraday, what you're going to see is that intraday, each and every counter trend move was dramatically lighter. And if you want to see it, I use 10 minutes. That's how I, basically do it intraday. Let's say at 1150, you come down with 824 million shares. You go back up with 700. You come back down with 600. You go back up with 500. You come back down with 900, and then you come back down with 1.7 million. Apple, folks, is on its way to $369. It's going to be a huge problem inside the context of the NDX 100 as well as the composite, as well as the S&P. Well, it's going to put some juice on the S&P. Now, let's talk about Google. Excuse me, folks. Google was flat today, but Google had gone down to $712, saved itself, ended up closing flat, 724. She's going to be right back down that level. Why? Huge expansion of volume. We did 2.8 million, 3.9 million on the way down. That's after Google was making highs at 1.8 million. All that is, that's putting more pressure downtown in the market. And what you're going to see, there's many stocks that did this, and that is the most deviant thing I have seen in a long time, folks. What I mean specifically is this. When you go to lower price, and you have volume expand. And then what ends up happening is that the stock almost comes back. What that is all about is that that's building cause to get into lower price. Bond market. Let's go over to the bond market. We take a look at bonds. What did bonds do out here today? Bonds, 332,000 contracts. They still need more contracts. We got the price has been going the last few days. Bottom line, you've had the, slight expansion of volume, but you're going to need a lot more. The bonds need about 450,000 contracts to get price going. Well, for me, let's put it this way, to get price and volume going. Right now, what bonds have done is this. They got in a larger range. Once last night we had closed at 145.19. Right now, bonds are at 145.30. That sets up. It's going to go make the test for 148.25. What they need, however, is that it needs some juice behind it, some heavy volume behind it. King Dollar. We go and take a look at King Dollar. What we have with King Dollar out here is this. King Dollar right now, she rejected lower price out here. She also is going to need more volume behind the move. Wasn't bad today. 33,000 contracts. You're up 250 ticks. Good start. Let's put it that way. Because remember what King Dollar had done last Wednesday, it came down hard. We came down with 33,000 contracts. 38,000 contracts, rather. That was going into higher contracts, but you never want to see high volume on the way down. That's what it comes down to. Right now, we're at 79.79, which we got back inside that big bar, but we're only 4 ticks inside it right now. So how we come back up into that bar is going to be crucial. With King Dollar, I'd like to see approximately about 40,000 contracts as we run into that area. Now, gold market. Let's take a look at gold. What do we do with gold? Gold still can't get out of its way. What we did is this. 140,000 contracts. Price is up $9. The spread on gold out here today was 1666 to 1667. 1684 rather. We closed out at the 1678 area. So what are we doing? Well, first off, you have a high volume low out here that had 253,000 contracts. Then you do a counter trend bounce. We have 140,000 contracts. The 140, folks, is also coming into where we basically jumped the creek, meaning on the way down, which was on December 18th, where we did 180,000 contracts. So that level right there is saying we need not only more price, you need more volume behind that move simultaneously. Our phone number is 877 927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. We had the Dow finish up 27, NASDAQ down 6, S&Ps are up $1.50. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.